This is about having everything that you deserve, not just success in the financial area, but then you come home to poor relationship or poor physical health or no spiritual health. Like, I want you to have the entire thing. It's uncomfortable sometimes to say no to somebody, because I want to help you set the proper boundary so that you know where your limits are.
Happy birthday to you.
What is up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the No Half Cakes podcast. This is a Mindset Monday version of the show. If you're new here, I start the week off with a powerful, positive perspective to help you win the week. I think it's one of the most important parts of having a successful life is having successful years. That breaks down into months, into weeks, into days. And we start by winning the day. This week, I want you to win today, right? And that's what this episode is about. It's about having a positive mindset and cultivating these different perspectives and ideas so you can have everything you need to win the day, the week, the month, the year, and have the life that you want to live. Okay, other versions of the show, if you're new here, on Wednesdays, I do a long form version of the show, which is a sit down with a guest. We'll have a real raw conversation about life. We'll talk about the good, the bad, the ugly, the struggles we've had, the successes we've had, and those are some of my favorite episodes. If you have not yet caught one of those, I highly recommend checking that out. Another version of the show on Saturdays, I do something called a strategy sprinkle, which is meant to be a really short form episode. It's a practical, tactical tip to help you level up in your life, whether that's personal or professional. I want you to win. I want you to have the best possible version of life you can have, right? This is about living a whole cake life. This is about having everything that you deserve, not just success in the financial area, but then you come home to poor relationship or poor physical health or no spiritual health. Like, I want you to have the entire thing. Okay, this is about having all the things that you deserve in your life. And one of the most important parts, which I want to talk to you about today, is setting boundaries. Okay, boundary setting is something that a lot of people struggle with. It's something that I struggled with a long time ago. And there are still times where I struggle with it to this day, right? It's uncomfortable sometimes to say no to somebody, because I think for me personally, and for a lot of people, you have this desire to feel accepted, to feel wanted and needed. And you want people to ask for you. You want people to feel happy when they see you. So you try and go out of your way to please them. Okay, but what happens when you don't set proper boundaries is you end up losing yourself to other people. So I want you to think about it like this. Think about it not like you're just saying no to everybody. Think about it like you're saying yes to yourself. Think about it like you've got a garden. Okay, and in this garden, you want to grow vegetables and fruits, and you want to grow stuff to feed your family. Now, what happens if you do not protect that garden in any way? Okay, animals are going to come in, they're going to eat that food. You've got elements that are going to come in, potentially make a mess of it. You've got all sorts of things. You've got other people might come take your food. Okay, so what happens when you don't protect your boundary, protect your energy, protect your time, is that it's going to start to disappear to other people. It's going to start to just fade away. And you're not going to have what you need left to take care of yourself. Okay, one of the other perspectives, which I know I've shared before, but I feel like it's important to share here too, is how do you expect to be good for other people in your life when you're not good to yourself first? Okay, that's a perspective that I really want you to think about. I want you to think about if you are the type of person who wants to make the other people in your life happy, who wants to serve and to love, because look, I love to serve, I love to love, I love to be there for people, I love to help people. But if I do not at some point set a proper boundary to take care of myself, to make sure that I do not overpour from my cup where I've got nothing left for myself, where I do not figure out how to pour back into my own cup, where I figure out that self-care and that love, I cannot have enough in my own cup to give to other people. So I know that you have a heart for helping people. I know that you want to help the people around you. I know that you want to be charitable and giving, and you want to do all this good stuff. And that is great. And I don't want to discourage that. What I want to do is I want to help you set the proper boundary so that you know where your limits are. Okay, I want you to understand how far you can push that before you need to pull back a little bit, take that self-care time. Takers do not have boundaries. Givers will just give. Okay? So unless the giver has a boundary, takers will always take, givers will always give. People who need things from you are always going to need things. There's no shortage of people who need stuff from you. You are a finite supply. There's only one of you, and you've only got so much energy to give. You got to make sure that you cordon off a certain section to take care of yourself and reinvest in yourself and continue to grow yourself and continue to make sure that you put yourself first. And I know that's a foreign concept to a lot of people because it feels selfish. It's not. Okay, if you cannot take care of yourself, you cannot take care of other people. You got to be able to put yourself first and say, hey, I would love to help you, but I got to do this first. Once I finish this, I'm happy to help you. Okay, but there is no shame in saying no to somebody. There's no shame in saying, hey, I'd love to, but there comes a time when you got to be honest with yourself, and I want that time to be this week. I want you to take this week and at least set one boundary for yourself. And even if you can't set a boundary, I want you to start examining your relationships. I want you to start examining your day, where your time goes, where your energy goes. And are there things in the course of your day that maybe you're feeling that energy leak? That you're feeling like, man, I can't say no for some reason. I just blow right past it. Write those things down, right? And you don't have to set that firm boundary right now because it takes time. It's an adjustment. It's uncomfortable. You got to have people around you to support you. We got the Tab Better Club. Okay, if you're not familiar with the Tab Better Club, it's a Facebook group I run. If you are not in it, I'd highly suggest it. Every week we do office hours. There are other people in that group who are loving, appreciative, who will help you feel seen and heard. That's the purpose of that, is so that you've got a spot to go where you can be surrounded by like-minded people who want growth, who want the best. Okay, so if you're not yet in there, I would highly recommend getting yourself in there. It's not easy to set boundaries. I know that. And I'm not expecting you to solve that entire problem in the course of a week. But what I want you to do this week is I want you to start looking at your relationships. Look at the relationship with yourself. Look at how many times a day you put other people before yourself and where your boundaries are, if they're even existent at all. Okay, start examining that. Start trying to figure out where your energy goes. Start trying to figure out what your self-care routine looks like. Start trying to figure out, how do you put yourself first? Okay, that's obviously a longer topic, and we can talk about that a different day. I've got a couple guests lined up in the next couple of weeks who are going to be talking a little bit about that. But it's a longer topic. Again, go talk in the Tab Better Club. Shoot me a message. We'll talk about it directly. For the purpose of this video, right, because this has got to be just short, sweet, to the point, I want you to open up your eyes to the idea of setting proper boundaries. I want you to understand that it's not about disrespecting other people. It's not about saying no to other people. It's about taking care of yourself so that you can take care of other people. If you are not good to yourself, you cannot be good to other people. You got to make sure your cup is poured into. You got to set boundaries, and you got to start today. Let's go win the week.